OpenAI spend controls, how to scale ChatGPT Enterprise without cost creep. Explain OpenAI's June 18, 2026 ChatGPT Enterprise Analytics and Spend Control Update, show how admins can govern AI adoption without crushing usage, and turn a product release into a practical workflow for finance, IT, and team leads. The hard part of enterprise AI is no longer getting one team to try it. The hard part is scaling it without losing track of cost, exceptions, and real value. That is why OpenAI's June 18 update matters. It is aimed at the exact moment when adoption starts spreading, budgets start getting questioned, and someone asks who is actually using the credits. OpenAI says the global admin console now brings ChatGPT and Codex credit usage into one view. Admins can track usage and credit trends over time, identify top users, break down spend across the workspace by user, product, and model, and access the same credit data through the Cost API. That is important because it moves AI spending closer to a normal operational dashboard instead of a vague monthly surprise. The Help Center article clarifies the control model. Admins can set a workspace default, then higher or lower limits for specific groups, then individual overrides for power users. That is the right shape for real adoption. Most companies do not need one flat limit for everyone. Engineering may need more than contractors. A researcher may need more than a general operations user. The goal is controlled flexibility, not one-size-fits-all throttling. OpenAI's help article says older weekly limits still exist for now, but settings in the new usage limits pane override them when configured. It also says that on July 15, 2026, OpenAI will automatically migrate remaining weekly limits to monthly workspace and group defaults. That makes this a practical workflow topic, not a someday feature. Teams that ignore the update may end up with a control setup they did not plan carefully. The smartest operating model is to start with a reasonable workspace default, create one or two higher capacity groups for obvious heavy users, and require short written context when people request more credits. OpenAI says users can request increases and include what they are working on. That is useful because it links budget decisions to real workflow value. The skeptical question is whether this slows people down. It can, if approvals are sloppy. It helps, if the process is fast and specific. An engineering group using Codex daily may need a higher group limit than a light-use back-office team. A sales operations team may use ChatGPT heavily during proposal weeks and need a temporary policy review rather than a universal increase. A solo builder creating an AI-assisted planning product, like Howard's Side Hustle Command Center, should keep high-usage generation work scoped to the few steps that truly create value. Disclosure, that is Howard's ETSE product. It is an educational workflow tool, not financial advice and not an income promise. Howard's Side Hustle Command Center is one example of keeping AI workflow steps deliberate instead of unlimited. Disclosure, this is Howard's ETSE product. It is an educational planning tool, not financial advice, and not an income guarantee. My judgment is that this is a real enterprise AI upgrade because it treats usage visibility and spend control as part of adoption, not as a punishment after the fact. The companies that scale AI well will not be the ones that say yes to everything or no to everything. They will be the ones that can see where value is happening and fund more of that on purpose. If your company deploys AI broadly, would you rather cap everyone equally or raise limits only where the workflow value is already proven? Create a polished whiteboard-style explainer with a calm lead narrator and brief skeptical analyst handoffs. Use OpenAI source cards, admin console diagrams, usage charts, cost control ladders, request approval flows, and workflow example cards. Keep visual changes every 3 to 5 seconds. Make the hierarchy obvious: workspace default, group limits, user overrides. Avoid fake screenshots or fake customer data presented as real evidence. 1 June 18, 2026, OpenAI product announcement date. 2 June 18, 2026, Usage Limits Pane Launch Date in Help Center. 3 July 15, 2026, Automatic Migration Date for Remaining Weekly Limits. 4.3 Control Levels, Workspace, Group, User. 5.1 Unified View ChatGPT and Codex usage in the Global Admin Console. 651 of 60, Total Topic Score. 7.1 Key Workflow Rule, Default plus Exceptions. 1 Page Summary 2. Links mentioned 3. Key Terms explained 4. Practical Examples 5. Watch list and risks educational content only. Not financial advice. Number OpenAI number ChatGPT Enterprise number Codex number AI workflow number cognitive capital.